Welcome to Driving Immersion. This is the immersive racing experience. Studio 397's Le Mans Ultimate is the best detailed simulation of the World Endurance Championship. You're about to watch the one and only 24 hours of Le Mans in segments. We will be racing in Le Mans Ultimate using as much of its simulation factors to be as close to the racing as possible. We drive from the cockpit using a Fanatec CSL-DD Plus wheel and load cell pedal set without any assists except for what exists in the car. There are collisions and damage, tire wear and fuel use, including virtual energy. Enjoy the sights and sounds under the sun that is only Le Mans. Give us a like and click on subscribe now so that you don't miss out on any of it. Volume up and let's go.
Front left, that's not too bad. It's actually very doable. If we do project that it will reduce by 20% by the end of the stint, we will be down to a 40% life left tire, which is kind of low. And we happen to have just a few more tires left in the garage. So we are going to change all four. Yes, we are. And hopefully this will take us into the finish at this point. There is just 57 minutes and 29 seconds left in the race. And we will be doing some calculation later on. Right now, fuel is good. That is 91%. We can't, I guess we could put in extra, but we'd still need virtual energy. So we're going to keep that the same. And then repair, no repairs to be done. This pit stop is going to cost us 40 seconds, 40.9 seconds just for a change of tires and a refueling. Oh, hold on a second. We are not being charged for tires at this point. And we have tires selected here, so this will change. Let's go. Yes, there we are, 53 seconds for this pit stop. That is the 40.9 for the fuel and virtual energy. That's been studied for the whole race so far. And then 12 seconds for the tires. Here is the timing. Nicolas Lapierre is going to pass us while we are in the pits. He will come in, I believe, just one more time. We'll have a very short time to make up the difference, and if we are ahead by 40 seconds at the very least, we should be okay. So again, a lot of math that we will be doing right now. There he goes. 10 seconds left. Up on jacks, we are in gear. These will be new tires, they will be cold. Gotta keep remembering that. Down on the ground, and we are released.
Back on track once again for the GR010, number 8 Toyota.
18 seconds ahead. We should be able to catch him at this point. Unless he comes in which case we won't see him again.
56 minutes left in the race. This will be the last segment for this 24-hour race at the Circuit de la Sarthe.
So let's just be nice to these tires, let them get warmed up, and I believe by the time we get to the second chicane, we will be up to temp.
In through Tete Rouge and down to Mulsanne Straight.
Up the hybrid energy.
There is Nicolas Lapierre on the leaderboard. He is 25 seconds ahead of the number 8 right now.
Careful here, the tires are not up yet. Just another 8-10 degrees.
And once again, if you are just joining series here at Driving Immersion for this 24 hours of Le Mans, there are only 2 hypercars left with the last hour. Many of the cars are retired during the night.
So right now we can't seem to get a pull from this LMP2.
There are, I believe, 8 LMP2s and 7 GT3s currently on track. And of course, as this is the final hour, there may still be more retirements.
Entry and exit of the second chicane. 19 seconds by 9. And it is quickly reducing as he had come in through a slow corner here and the offset corner. Very good tires.
continuing on with the math, there is still a lot of calculations to do. It looks like we will have one more splash and go. And right now we are watching the number 36 to see if they will have a splash and go. And it's likely that they will, maybe a very brief one. And that will certainly change the complexion of this race, as right now, nearing the end of the race with possibly one stop left, there are only 18 seconds left in between the two cars here. A little bit of a lock up there on the inside for the number 8.
Not braking hard enough at the start of that entry. So on the map, he is about to enter the Porsche S's as we exit our garage.
Here we are into the Porsche S's, a brand new set of soft tires. The temperature is increasing.
Very aggressively here now because we will still have to come in and get a splash of fuel. He may be able to make it to the end. Thing is, we don't know exactly his fuel strategy. All we can do is try to pass him up.
Lap 4:54.86.
So it looks like he may have to come in as well. If he's down to 13% virtual energy, he may be 1 or 2 laps short. He may try to make it up with efficiency, but that would mean that we'll see him slow down drastically here.
So from behind the wheel there of the number 8, we continue to make calculations on how fast we need to go, as we will have, again, just 18 seconds to
Now it's very possible
buffer a
that
win.
he may be going for efficiency at the end of this stint or the next and last stint to the finish of the race. But right now he is at 11%.
So right now we are 1 lap complete on this stint for the number 8. So the number 36 here is actually due for 2 stops, 1 full and perhaps a splash and go,
the finish of the race.
unless they can stretch this stint.
So right now every second counts. Now his last lap that was a running lap was a 3:43. That's certainly slower than our usual 3:38s, so are likely to make up some time, as we've been doing.
Now mathematically it's not likely that the Alpine will be able to stretch this stint, as there is 51 minutes left in the race.
9%, and he is now at the Mulsanne corner.
Throughout this 24-hour race, they've been able to get a maximum of about 11 laps per stint, and that is about 40 minutes. So they will have about 10 or 11 minutes left outside of a full stint.
Right now. Lead is down to 11.9 seconds.
So still a lot of what ifs here for the 2 hypercars. The race still up in the air, and it's also very possible that in the number 8 we could stretch this stint into a 12-lap stint, in which case the splash and go will be a lot shorter. And again, it depends on how these tires are going to go as well.
So right now our splash and go is going to be the big variable.
The Alpine also has a set of soft tires. Is he coming in? He is coming into the pits. This is pit lane at the Circuit de la Sarthe. And again, this is the second place number 36 Alpine. 23 hours into the race here.
He is in the pits. So right now that was a 3:43 lap for him. Then it was about 18 to 20 seconds for him slowing down into the pits and driving in pit lane.
And now we join the number 36 of Nicolas Lapierre in the pit lane. No animation for the work done by the pit crew. We will see the car again being jacked up in the air and lowered and so on. But we are expecting that there is going to be at least 50 or 60 seconds here for a complete fill-up of fuel and virtual energy, which will account for 11 laps. It's likely that they will also change tires if they have a surplus or any left. Again, we're unable to monitor that throughout the race.
Okay, so we don't need to save and try to stretch a stint into 12 laps. We're not going to get more than 12. And with 48 minutes, about 3.5 minutes each lap. Actually, let's see here.
Alpine still up in jacks. There we are. Back down on the ground and released. Usually when all 4 tires are on the ground, they are being refueled and recharged. Once that is done, the team will jack the car up off the ground, off of 4 wheels, and that will be the car change.
Percent of virtual energy per lap. We have 33 minutes of driving. That is very wide here. That will cost us a little time.
And off into the gravel for the number 8. This is not the time to be throwing away time.
Wow, what's going on? Are we just not driving very well?
So another big lock up into R9.
Laps remaining. 1.23 stints. So that it is all calculated for us. Very convenient.
And looking onto the timing on the steering wheel, this lap is 3.5 seconds slow. We did get a 3:35 lap on the stint, and I believe that was due to the fresh tires coming out of the pit stop. We are having a look here at the first place GT3 and now the second place GT3, the BMW. Third place is the number 88 Mustang, currently in the pits as we are watching him now. And again, jacked up and put into a proper spot. Then put back on the ground to refuel. Now the race between the GT3s is actually a lot closer between 1 and 2, but the third place here is more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds away. This is the fourth place. It is the number 78 Lexus. 2 minutes and 35 seconds behind the third place Mustang that we saw in the pits. Fifth place. This is the blue Aston Martin that we see here.
11.8 laps remaining.
Back to the GT3 class. This is the number 7 Ferrari, or 7th place Ferrari. And then this would be the, I believe, last place GT3, the McLaren. The Corvette is out of the race. Heading down the Mulsanne Straight, you can see there that the car is dusty after a full 23 hours of racing. More importantly, we are working with the newly introduced Track
Just
IR
attacking
here.
the curves very aggressively here.
Yes, Track IR is now working in Le Mans Ultimate, having been fully implemented in R Factor 2 for many years, which is somewhat the same engine.
532, I believe that would include his pit stop.
It was noted that it would be available from the start, but unfortunately there have been some changes and so on. The story not completely...
So right now he is coming through the Dunlap Bridge.
So the reasoning for the late deployment of Track IR is not completely understood. We are just thankful that it is available. Again, having the ability to sit in the cockpit, look a little bit to the left and right as we turn into the corners, adds an extra level of immersion.
Very critical moments here, but I believe we have the advantage. There might be somebody here into the wall at Arnage. Yes, there is. One of the LMP2s. Barely on the throttle there as we have to let the car balance. Coming in through 25 and 26.
And from the cockpit now we can see the timing.
GT, oh, we're on the brakes on the curb. .7 seconds slower on that lap. This will be a 3:38. Oh, so we did get a 3:35 during the stint.
Yes, the timing indicates that the number 36 Alpine, as a result of his pit stop, is now 2 minutes behind. So a very long pit stop. And that is quite a long ways back for the number 36.
1 minute and 40 seconds ahead now.
So yes, 2 minutes is a long way back, and it seems almost insurmountable at this point, but if the number 36 is able to stretch their stint, again, because they came into the pits just a couple of laps after us, it's very possible that they will only need 2 extra laps, and if they stretch this stint, it's very possible that they may not have to come in at all.
And on laps 374, so that means we have 4 laps to do after that.
Now there's still a few laps here to do at 40 minutes, so anything is still possible.
So 4 laps of virtual energy is 32%.
Passing by one of the LMP2s once again.
I think we will put in 40 just for security. Definitely in the hot sun. 90% after just 4 laps, 4.5 laps. Track temperature now 112.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Ambient temperature still 80.6.
So the track is warmer by nearly 3 degrees since we started using these soft tires.
And at about 3, which is right about now, it will be the warmest that it will get throughout the day. 39 minutes left in the race.
So obviously the track conditions are changing here, and it may be too much of a change for this set of the softs. We were expecting that we would be running on the set of hard tires at this time of the day, but right now the soft tires are doing relatively well, even though we've been only using them for just a couple of stints. Now we could put on a set of the hard tires, but if they are at least 2 seconds slower per lap, it doesn't really make sense to keep them on. It makes better sense to just keep changing out these soft tires and spending that time in the pits instead of having to lose that time on the track with a set of slower hard tires.
8.83.
So we've got 338s for both cars. He's going fast.
Now we've had a very short experience with a set of the hard tires earlier in the morning as the sun came up and we expected the temperatures to change. Unfortunately, they just could not get hot enough, and again, we could not drive the car fast enough around the track with a set of the hard tires. Number 36 Alpine out of Indianapolis and into Arnage. Just about 2 minutes behind here with less than an hour left in the race.
Virtual energy that time around. So I believe the virtual energy, the amount that we burn per lap, decreases throughout the stint. That means that we are working with the weight of the fuel against our virtual energy. Obviously it costs energy to move that extra weight. See, the car is very dusty right now on the outside. It has been a very good 24 hours.
Back on board with the number 36, we are coming through the Dunlap Bridge, and a very critical spot here as he's got to get around before the exit of Tetra Rouge, as he is going to need to build up speed to come down the Mulsanne Straits. And there will be a lot of time saved there, or a lot of time lost. Here he is. He's got to get by this LMP2 now. And with our 24-hour experience here at the Circuit de la Sarthe and Le Mans Ultimate, there is not that much of a tow coming in behind any of the cars, whether it's GT3, LMP2, or hypercar. There is just not that much of a speed advantage that you can actually quantify by being in the draft. And that is something that maybe perhaps a Le Mans team may actually know about going through the Circuit de la Sarthe. Is there actually a pull from the car ahead of you? We don't feel it here in Le Mans Ultimate at the Circuit de la Sarthe.
Time 3:36.66.
Still a good lap.
In fact, the LMP2s are actually pretty fast, a lot faster than we expect, especially in the straights. They're definitely fast on the corners and turn-ins and braking points to the point where it's very hard to get around them when you are in that part of the track. Now this is a race that was conducted before version 1.0, so it's very possible that we are maybe working with the unrestricted LMP2s, because now as of 1.0 or 1.1 there are two sets of the LMP2s and one of them is unrestricted.
So I want to take this minute to say that we do appreciate the track IR being active now in Le Mans Ultimate. Definitely gives us the ability to look into the turn more than just the default pit movements. And it definitely added another level of realism here.
Yes, going back to the LMP2s, now there are two sets of LMP2s here. One restricted in the Le Mans series, and then one set unrestricted in the ELMS series, in which they are racing against the LMP3s as well as the GT3s. But here in the World Endurance Championship, the LMP2s are only racing with the hypercars at the Circuit de Sarthe for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And those cars are restricted. If you look back onto history, when there were only two LMP1s on the track, or two teams of LMP1s on the track, which was the Toyota and the modified Alpine, the LMP2s were actually unrestricted and were allowed to go faster and faster, as the LMP1s were actually very fast. The GTEs were also very fast and could nearly match the LMP2s. That's why they let the LMP2s go faster. But with the introduction of the hypercar, the LMP2s were sometimes faster than the hypercars, so the FIA had reduced the power and the speed of the LMP2s, and that is the LMP2s that we see here at Le Mans. The LMP2s that are in the ELMS are unrestricted. And those cars are now also available here at Le Mans Ultimate. And we have not tried any of them out yet, but I believe you can race them anywhere against any of the other cars here available at Le Mans Ultimate. Very interesting to have for sure. Here we are in the number 8, crossing the start-finish line once again, ticking off another lap in this 24-hour race.
So we're about 4 seconds faster on the last lap. We are securely in the lead.
Yes, very important to note, the number 36 here is 4 seconds slower than the number 8 Toyota. So we are watching that just to see if they may be trying to save fuel and energy.
Lap of the stint. Our last lap burned 2.05 gallons of fuel. 8.60% of virtual energy. Now that isn't very high.
Yes, still doing a lot of math here. After 7 laps complete into the stint, we're only expecting that we will get 11. But
Don't
again,
hurt the curb on the entry. They will lock up the front tire under heavy braking.
it may still end up being a very close race as the number 36 here is less than a lap away. And obviously on the same
3:39
lap.
on his last time crossing the start finish line. Possible he may have enough to go around. No, that's only 2. Oh, obviously he'll come in for a shorter splash and go.
Crossing the start-finish line once again in the number 8. The race is still up in the air. It looks like at least the Toyota will have to come in for a splash and go. The Alpine perhaps may be able to stretch out a stint. They are going slower. You can see now that the difference is now 2 minutes and 11 seconds to the Alpine. Now in the number 8, we may lose as much as 1 minute of that 2 minutes coming in for a stop and go. At the same time, the Alpine, if he does not stop, will still be driving on the track, making up time while we are stopped for a whole minute. So again, that 2 minutes may completely disappear or shrink down to a very little time, in which case we may be racing bumper to bumper at the end of this race.
On the exit, just so that I wouldn't run into him.
Coming around the Ferrari, we are still charging here in the number 8. Again, still up in the air. Our only recourse here is to pad our time.
I think we've got a sufficient lead now. We can actually try to start being careful.
Again, that 1 minute and 53 is kind of elusive or confusing, because we will come in and stop completely for nearly 50 seconds to 60 seconds. This is Indianapolis once again. Tire temperature still reasonable here, as these are the set of softs, and noted once again is that the track temperature is now up to 112, and that is in Fahrenheit.
Even though this lap is 2.3 seconds slower.
Now, throughout the night, when we were racing on a full set of softs, we were dealing with temperatures that were very close to ambient temperature, which was about 64, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And we could take a set of soft tires to a full 4 stints. And right now, when we first apply a full set of softs, the first stint will usually get us about 80% life, or use up only 20%. But they will go away very quickly with frequent lockups or even a spin, and that is something that we have to watch out for in the number 8. If you recall, we did have a big spin just before the start of this stint as we were coming into the pits. We hit the barrier in Indianapolis, I believe, and we had broken both of our rear A-arms. The car was still going fine and it was steering fine, but definitely the rear suspension was broken. And this time we were able to keep our rear wing. We did have a spin earlier in the race where we actually spun backwards, and that was earlier this morning as the sun came up. We spun backwards into the barrier. We lost our rear wing coming out of Petre Rouge, and we spent a lot of time limping back to the pits.
Lexus is still running.
So if you look back, that is exactly how we lost our lead, a lead that we had kept throughout the night, while other cars retired, running out of fuel.
"22 minutes left in the race."
373 laps out of a projected 378. The difference in 22 minutes now. And through Indianapolis once again. Just to review, we've had no safety cars here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. The weather has been clear. It was partly cloudy throughout the night, and as the sun came up, the clouds parted and cleared. And unlike a lot of the races earlier on in the implementation here and launch of Le Mans Ultimate, there are no pileups and no pileups blocking the track, so the race has been fluid for the last 23 hours, and we expect that to continue as there are fewer cars on the track. But we've had a few races earlier, again, in the launch of LMU, where there were actually a pileup of cars, usually in the first or second turns of a track, in which case you'd have to drive onto the grass and pass by that pileup of cars. If you were further back in the pack, for example, in a GT3, that would be a big advantage.
We will be coming in at the end of this lap, and that will be our last pit stop. This one is going to be very short, just a splash and go, basically just a half a stint, or maybe less.
A big advantage if you are driving one of the GT3s, as the AI, when there is a pileup, and I don't know now, it's been quite some time, if there is a pileup at the beginning of the race, the AI mostly don't know how to drive around the pileup. So they will just sit there stuck in traffic, and you in your own car can drive on the grass and drive away. So if you have any experience like this in the current Le Mans Ultimate, comment down below and let us know if it happened in which track. Also, which car or which class you were driving in. We are watching the third place GT3, and this is the number 88 Mustang. The fourth place 78 Lexus has moved up. Again, the lone Lexus now. The other Lexus went out at some time during the night. And this is the fifth place Aston Martin.
4.5 laps remaining.
Back to the Toyota, 18 minutes now and 4.5 laps remaining. There is our call into the pits, and this is based on the fuel that we have on board as well as the virtual energy that we have. And we are down to 11. So we have a full half lap to go. That is going to bring down...
We're going to put in 7 laps of virtual energy.
Our virtual energy just to 7%. Obviously not enough to go an extra lap here. And same thing with the fuel. So we will definitely come in at the end of this lap.
No tire change. Oh no! Oh,
Losing the back end here, coming into Indianapolis. And into the barrier once again.
Damage in the rear suspension.
And right here, there was an LMP2 stuck for several laps. Yes, anything can still happen here at the Circuit de la Sarthe for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. You see the number 8, heavily damaged now, again in the rear suspension.
And hopefully that 146 that we've got as a bumper will get us through.
So the car is still driving straight. We are due in for the pits at the end of this lap. And we're going to take advantage of that. Here we are. That is the, again, number 37 LMP2. And he is an aggressive driver that we met up with earlier in this 24-hour race. Caused us a lot of damage and a lot of time loss on the track, but that was very early in the race, so we're going to stay behind him now. As
so
again, we are expected to come in anyway.
On a damaged vehicle, losing time, so very fortunate, I guess.
Into pit lane with the speed limiter.
Yes, damage in the rear suspension. We did, I think, hit it sideways, hit the wall sideways.
75.
And we are going to repair all 5 laps remaining. Gotta be very close here.
So you've got to be very good with the speed limiter as you come in and cross the line. We have been penalized with a 10-second
Okay,
stop.
so a big spin before we came in, and we have repairs to do. That's 25 seconds. And right now we are going to change all the tires. The back ones at 80 and 88 are actually not too bad, but that is a full stint that they are worn. And we are going to put air.
So we are going to replace all 4 tires.
No, the 23.1.
Again, just because we can, we do have quite a lot of tires left. 53 used out of 64.
And 24.1 in the front. Now, for fuel, we are going to do 7 laps, as we said before, of virtual energy. It will cost us 14 seconds, but we actually only need 4 laps.
So if you've noticed here with our pit stops, we do dissect the whole pit stop and exactly what we're doing to the car while we're in for the next stint. We may not be doing that again for the upcoming races here in Le Mans Ultimate.
So this should be good. That'll get us in for sure. And aero, nothing to do.
It does take away a little bit from the
all. I think what our
immersion.
Repair body. No.
But again, it's important to be able to see exactly what we're doing with the car in order to prepare for the next stint. This
so
one,
this pit stop, replacing all 4 tires, is going to cost us 64 seconds altogether. And that means that, well, actually, we might still come out ahead. Let's see here.
so now that we are stopped, that
Yes, he was
whole
111
60 seconds is gone. And
when
we
we
have
started the
another
work.
60 seconds to spare. However, we need to be here for another
Very
35
close, very
seconds or
close.
so.
But we will have a fresh car when we exit out. 30 seconds left. He is 50 seconds back.
So there is a little bit of a difference here with the timing that
come
you
out
can
ahead.
see here on the shoulder cam
very
over the
close,
shoulder in the
actually.
cockpit. That is not the correct time.
First gear. 10 seconds.
So we may come out with only a difference of about 20 or 30 seconds. There we are, 25 seconds, 24 now.
On the ground and
And we
released.
are released with 22 seconds difference to the Alpine behind us. 19 seconds as we get up to speed, 18, 17. And it looks like we may be able to get away with just 15 seconds. Now, if they had been driving to
Let these tires warm up.
extend their
You will
stint,
have to come in
they
again.
are coming across the start-finish line with the number 36. The number 8 now should be under the Dunlap Bridge. Stuck behind a Ferrari, even a big bump there. And 2 cars holding back the number 36. Definitely not a good thing for them. Again, very important to come out here into Tetra Rouge and out of Tetra Rouge without anything slowing you down as you come down a very quick and long straight. So this LFE2 right here is slowing him down as he exits out. He is able to get out underneath very quickly. This number 88 Mustang just ahead of him now, and hopefully he can draft. But again, not much drafting going on here in Le Mans Ultimate.
Tires are not at the temperature.
Nevertheless, 14 seconds difference between the 2 cars now here. Now there are 13 minutes left in the race. He's got 20% virtual energy, so start doing the math. Obviously, because he is only doing 11 laps per full charge, he is probably getting only, at the very best, 8% per lap. He will have to come in again.
Laps remaining.
If he is going to make up this 14-second deficit, he will have to come in.
We have more
Because
than
if
enough
he is saving
virtual
fuel,
energy,
he will
more than
definitely
enough
not make up the time.
fuel, and more than enough tire.
Now again, with the overlay here, we don't have the telemetry from the other car available on screen, as it's not complete. It only shows the speed and the gear that they're in. And you can see here in the third person mode that the virtual energy measurements are not applied. They're all showing 100%. Hopefully in the future that is something that Studio 397 can fix and implement so that it is current no matter which view you're in. And this is actually the live in-car view, so the data that you see there on the upper left and lower left are actually live, but when we are in third person or looking at the other cars that we are not driving, the information that's available there is very basic. Again, if you look on the lower right of the overlay, you can see our speed, the gear that we are in. It also shows the force feedback that's being applied to the wheel, our throttle position, and our fuel and energy storage. That does not
That
occur
time was a 5:40.84.
11 minutes to go.
when we are looking at the other cars.
We are showing that we have 7 new tires left available. So certainly it pays off to be able to drive some of the tires into 4 stints. And we are doing it throughout the night. Just after sunrise, we are burning through tires pretty quickly as we've been using these soft tires. And obviously they don't last as long as the mediums or the hards. The Alpine 10 seconds behind.
Yes, at this point, I think we have just enough tires left for the finish of the race. 7 extra tires
Time remaining 10 minutes.
will have given us
He
a
will
little
have to
bit of
come in for a splash and go.
a buffer if we needed more. So
12%.
saving during the night, certainly
that's
a
more than
beneficial thing.
So we gotta get going here. He may just be making it to the end. So we have to finish without messing up here. Time right now is 9.8 seconds. No, he will have to stop. He will have to stop. Because he's burning about 8% per lap, and right now he's only at 10%.
Only 10 seconds now to the number 2 car.
But then 9% is the virtual energy. He should be coming in at the end of this lap.
He is very close now, even looking at the map. And we keep looking back in the mirror to see if he will appear. Nothing from that long view as we come into Indianapolis. We have made our splash and go here in the number 8.
No sight yet.
There we are on the leaderboard. The number 36 only has 8% left of virtual energy. He will have to come in again. Now, if he does take the virtual energy to 0%, the car will not stop on the track if he's got fuel. However, when he comes in, he will have to pay up a 100-second stop and go for running out of virtual energy on track.
We just gotta keep this car on the
8.9
road.
seconds now to the number 36 as we cross the start-finish line. We should look back where he is. He is actually in the pits now with 6%.
7 minutes left.
And now the lead is increasing, so it looks like as long as we can keep this number 8 on the track, we may have the best result here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And as we exit onto the Mulsanne Straight, every corner that we put in between us and the number 36 is going to be extra time for him to make up. He is now 41 seconds back.
Still in the pits.
He is still in the pits. And so he may be trying to finish with a full set of tires.
He should be exiting out if he is just doing a splash and go.
So right now there is a little
Does
bit
not
of
need
a mistake
48% virtual energy.
in his...
So he is released.
So there is a mistake in his
So
team
the-
strategy.
Calculation is right there. Not too bad. that little spare.
For the number 36, there would have been no need to fill up with 100% virtual energy at this point. There is 5 minutes left in the race,
in his car,
and that's basically 2 laps.
which is 5 minutes to go.
So at one point he was 8.9 seconds behind, but now after that stop he is 1.18 seconds
But
behind.
again,
1 minute and 18 seconds. Now we do have a fresh set of tires here on the number 8, in which case if the 36 would have wanted to charge on, he would have had to put on a new set as well.
is a lot less of the percent of virtual energy that you get per second. So, for example, if you fill up with virtual energy for, let's say, 25 seconds, and you get 100, you can fill up, or you can, it will cost you less than 12 and a half to get to like 60. So the cost of the virtual energy is not very, let's say, expensive in the pits.
Four minutes
So
left in the
maybe
race.
that time there that they spent, which was roughly 46 seconds, or 50 something seconds, and they got 48% virtual energy. Maybe they were replacing tires.
Turn 30 and 31, 32, and then 33 here to the right.
Very tired car. We are 1 minute ahead.
Lap 340.
Again, just trying to keep this car on the track now. Obviously, 1 minute is insurmountable. Even if we do have a spin, we would have to be in the gravel, stuck somewhere, and we have not been stuck in the gravel for this 24 hours. So definitely looking good here for the number 8. All 3 classes here going into the first chicane.
2 minutes and 38 seconds. Very exciting here for the number 8. Our only thing now is to keep this car on the track.
So very good race. And we are 1 minute away, but didn't think it would be this close. There were a few moments and situations where we didn't think it would be possible to catch back up to the number 36 in the morning here.
Yes, if you have a look back at the race, especially in the early morning, we are as much as 1 lap and 4 minutes behind. So we were able to do a lot of catching up here in the number 8. Again, it was not due to extending the stint. It was due to basically going faster and faster. And again, it was because we had a surplus of tires and we used up the soft tires in order to go faster.
59 seconds left in the race.
We are also looking at the strategy of extending the stints. Again, the only amount that you can extend it is just an extra lap here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. It's possible that you may be able to extend stints at the other track.
No, it's 40 seconds.
For a longer length, but here as Le Mans is a very long lap, you can only get one extra.
If it expires before we cross the start-finish line, that will be the end. If we pass or cross the start-finish line before this 20 seconds is up, we'll do another lap.
Now 20 seconds left in the race, and if we cross the start-finish line before that is up, we will have to go one more lap around. Again, anything can still happen. So right here we are slowing down the car. You can see the LMP2 coming up right behind. If he passes us, he will have to do another lap. If he stays behind, he will have to do another lap. There is the checkered flag.
And that is win for the number 8.
That is the win for the number 8. The end of the race here at the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Finish here after a very long race.
The number 36 officially 46 seconds behind. A look at the LMP2 class shows the number 37, again a car that we collided with very early in the race, is in the lead and has come in first. The number 9 Proton is coming in second.
LMP2s and 7 GT3s.
Yes, 7 GT3s left.
Not to finish.
So 4:31 p.m. here at the Circuit de la Sarthe. The 24 Hours of Le Mans is finished. So our thoughts on the race here in Le Mans Ultimate, a very good implementation of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, Le Mans Ultimate has come through with a number of updates since we started this race, including version 1.0 and even 1.1. And we've had some handling changes as well, and that's why we usually delay full simulation races until the game is fully developed. Again, Le Mans Ultimate now, version 1.0, a lot of cars on the course, and the cars are up to date as of September 2025. So again, a very good implementation. The track is detailed very well. All the aspects of a 24-hour race are detailed very well. Although we didn't see any safety cars on track, that is something that happens a lot at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Again, the handling is actually very good here if you are familiar with R-Factor 2, and now R-Factor 2 is a couple of years behind. But again, very familiar in Le Mans Ultimate. The graphics are excellent here in Le Mans Ultimate, although we didn't see any rain racing here at the 24 hours, something that we'll be able to see in the other races as we go on to other tracks. So you can look forward to that here at Driving Immersion. And that is going to do it for this full 24-hour presentation of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Don't forget to click on the like and subscribe button, or follow if you are on Facebook. It really helps our channel out to get our content to other race fans like you. Again, thanks for watching. Look for future races to come.